Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. If you're new here, we're starting off in this barn. So basically we bought this barn and the land all around it recently because it's in our backyard. So if you're new here, our house is the white house over there. And this was going to be going up for sale, and they were wanting to sell it to like a developer or a neighborhood, and so we bought it and we've slowly been basically DIYing it the best we can. And so I'm going to share with you how it's looking. Phase one is done. We're going to talk about cost, all of that, but I definitely want to show you the layout because I get a lot of questions of like, I see the barn and when we're inside I see the house, but I want to see the outside of the house. There's lots of confusion. I know it's hard to understand if you've never seen one of these, but the barn is the house and the house is the barn. So let me explain that. Basically the whole front of this building is, or barn, is the living quarters, and then the back half is the barn part. So I'm going to show you the inside here in a little bit, but while we're outside I wanted to go ahead and show you that, and then we're going to talk about the pricing of all the paint. Now we're at the back of the barn. So this is the actual barn area. You can see I turned the lights on in there. So these are the stalls, and I could actually walk through those and get into the back part of the barn. So I'm going to show that here in a second. But we have that building, which is the barn house, is what I've been calling it. And then we have these buildings out here, all the black ones we have painted. And then all the land to the houses down there, all of this side yard, all of this is ours. It's roughly around 20 acres. So this is in the front of the building, and it once was a roping arena. Now I doubt we ever use it for that. And then we also have all this land in the front as well. So our biggest expense outside of like the barn and the land, obviously, but as far as the like improving it, the reno budget, having everything painted outside was the biggest expense, and it was a little over $11,000. That was painting this building. We even brought them back and added the roof to it. All the buildings on the land got painted black. A lot of the fencing, so they had a lot of fencing that was red. We had all that sprayed. So that was definitely a lot of our expense that we could have saved. If we wanted to leave it red and traditional, it would have saved us $11,000. But to me, it was in our view of our house, and I just love black barns. We have, you know, a black building on our land. So we did it, and I have not regretted it. You'll have to let me know in your thoughts. Do you think it was worth it or not? Now this is where I hope we clear up some confusion for people. So I'm about to walk into the barn house. So you're gonna see we're gonna use this front door. I think a lot of people think this is the barn, which it is, but the front half is the living quarters. So see all that, which we'll go through this next. But I wanted you to see me walk through the front door and then walk through the back door, which you think would be like a back patio, and it's actually the barn. So now we're in the back half, which is actually bigger than the living quarters. And this is the barn, the building. So there's barn doors down here, those slide open. We can walk out all of these to the back. That's a barn door that slides open. This is a very scary room I stay out of. And then these doors are barn doors that slide open. So I hope that helps you see like it's all one building. It's just house and the building. Here is a look from the other direction. So you're gonna see windows inside, and this is what they look out to. So instead of looking out to the backyard, they look out here, which if you have animals is kind of cool if you ask me. It's weird inside because there's no brightness coming from them, but this is what they look out to. So I'll show you that from the inside. A question I wanted to address that I keep getting is, why didn't we paint this out here black? No one sees it but us. Like, you can't see this from the outside. People that stay here may just stay inside the house. And we had already spent 11 grand on exterior paint, and it was a good way to save the money. Now we can always do it later if we want to. I'd have to power wash this. We could buy a sprayer one day. Like, there's a million options, but right now we were in so deep. We weren't expecting to buy the land. We bought the land, we bought the barn. We've been doing tons of makeovers it was just something that got added to like the bottom of the list. And honestly, I don't mind the red out here. I actually really like it. For some, it was shocking for me to say that, but I do. I come out here and I am so happy. And then one more look, just in case you wanted to see up high, so you can see like we're inside that building. Now we're gonna head back inside and we're gonna start going room by room. I wanna show you before and afters. I wanna talk about cost. So the first place we're gonna start down here is in the bedroom. Okay, if you notice, I've made a few tweaks in here, but I want to show you a before just real fast so you can remember what this space looked like. It has come such a long way and it did not take much, but I do want to thank Wayfair for sponsoring today's video. So Wayday is here. You can shop Wayfair's biggest deals of the season and you can get up to 80% off and free shipping on so many items. And I wanted to share with you just a few that I've bought from them. One of my newest pieces from them is this TV stand. Well, it's a dresser. I'm using it as both, but I was needing a piece in here and I couldn't find anything that was my style or that was just something different or unique. And I grabbed this guy and I'm in love with it. Like, I feel like it's perfect for the spot. One of my most favorite decor pieces is this one. I feel like it just screams organic modern. I like love everything about it. The Wayday sale is going on right now through October 29th, so be on the lookout for that. If you're in the market for like area rugs, they're going to be up to 80% off. Bedroom furniture is going to be up to about 60% off. If you're needing like kitchen decor or home decor, it's going to be around 65% off. Just some really good deals, and I just always get some really good finds there, plus free shipping. So I'm going to have all that linked down below in the description box, but I do want to thank Wayfair again for sponsoring this part of today's video. So did you guys spot the changes in here? I did add the bench. Someone mentioned like, oh, if you have an extra bench in your house, which I did some rearranging over there, it'd be nice for if you have company, they can sit down and get dressed or put their shoes on. So I brought that over. So that was a great idea. It made it a smidge more tight because I leave those closet doors open, but it's still very spacious. Like, you still have a lot of room. And then these are the pillows off my bed at our house. I did some rearranging in there. I can always pull them back if I want them. That's why I like putting things here. I don't like lose it forever. But I feel like it just looks a little more grand in here, and I love how it all turned out. Like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about prices. So carpet and wall paint, I'm just going to give you the whole number because I don't want to break it down by each space. But to have new carpet put into the 3 areas, it was $1,177, and then to have the interior walls painted, it was $2,500, just so you know those numbers. But outside of that, there wasn't a ton other. We got the fan, which was $75, the TV stand, which was $205, but in this space, we had everything else. So everything else was just brought from our home. So this was a pretty cheap room for us. I can't tell you how much I love this space, and I keep saying that. I think it was unexpected. Typically I'm a big planner, but this one I was just kind of ordering. I didn't put a mood board together like I normally do, and it just came out so well. So I'll show you, a before photo so you can remember what it looks like. But it's just beautiful now. This was another space that didn't cost us a ton, but it did a little more than we were expecting. We had to replace one tile, which we did, but just the supplies added up. We had to add a new vent up here and rework it. So like Chase and his dad did that. So that saved us money. We did have the inside of the shower painted just because like we're not going to use it often. And it was like a shower paint. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. And then a lot of the hardware we had left over from different things. Now this will get pricier when we put in the washer and dryer there. I just haven't found a good deal yet. But in here, I had all the decor. I picked up the plant to maybe one other piece, but all the towels I had extra from our house and our guest bedroom. The shelf was only $60. And then the shower curtain I think was around 20. So like all in here, it wasn't a ton. I'm going to talk about paint in the kitchen that we used to paint this, but I used the leftovers from the kitchen. So honestly, it didn't cost us anything else in here additional. It was just using the leftovers. So this was a pretty cheap space, but it definitely took some elbow grease. Oh, and the mirror. The mirror was in there as well. I'm sure that was under 100. I'm going to give you guys an all-in. Like, it was hard to break it down. We were tracking it, but I do have our all-in number. So stay till the end and I'll tell you how much this like full reno was. Now we're gonna head down to the next space, which is like the smallest room in the house. So I could have put a twin bed in here and then like a dresser, but it just didn't seem necessary. I just wanted to have an office. So that's what we put in here. So we bought the desk for $158. The chair was $126. The mirror that I'm in love with, and let me just say it is from Wayfair, so be on the lookout, but it was $188, but it is a grand mirror. It is super nice. And then the light itself is only 60 bucks. To the kitchen, and this should have been a spot that was pretty darn expensive. So many was like, why didn't you just rip it out and get new cabinets, just redo it? That takes so much money, and like, this is just a guest house. So we could have easily spent 30, 40, 50,000 in here, and we spent hundreds. Like, we did so good in here, if you ask me. Now we still have a fridge to buy. We're having a very hard time finding one that fits that space, but we're gonna eventually find it. So that's a good deal. But in here, we did awesome. So I painted the cabinets myself, and it's this like white oak stain. If you guys missed that video, I'm gonna link it for you. It is so good. These cabinets were bright orange. Like, we've all had like our known of oak cabinets. These were like burning, flaming orange, and this process was so easy. I have a video showing exactly how I did it, so be on the lookout for that. We even painted the like laminate cabinets black. It looks like white oak with like nice black countertops, and it's paint. I was very lucky, and he already had lighting underneath there, so we have under cabinet lighting. The sink, eventually I'm gonna have to refinish. I just haven't made it there yet. You guys can see some scuffs, but we added the new faucet. But all the decor I already had. We'll go over pricing, but luckily it was just a lot of paint. It was a lot of cleaning. I added this kitchen table, but I call it more the island because then you can turn around. I made sure it was the height of the countertops, so it could be a prep space, or you could sit down to eat. If you guys are looking at the bowl down there, it's for my boys come. They have a water bowl. I'll get dog bowls eventually. I just keep forgetting. But overall, between the like before and after of this space, it's incredible. So let's talk about some prices. The island was $222, which was way cheaper than actually getting an island in here. The bar stools I wanted looked just like this, but they were gonna be $250 each. So I bought a pair that looked just like them, but they were black, and I spray painted the bottoms gold. So those were $100 for the set. So basically $50 each. All of the handles, we got a 24 pack for $60. So that covered it in here, and that was such an easy fix. The lights that we added up here, I was gonna do something fancy, but they were not like symmetrical. They don't make sense, so I wanted them to blend in, and they are so bright, and they just kind of blend in. They look like flush lights, but they're bigger. They put off a good amount of light. Like, this place is really dark in here, and it was a 4-pack for $55. So if you're needing some good lights, those are some good ones to grab. But let's talk about this paint. I spent $75 on the paint, and I didn't even use one whole can. So I got a big can and a small can. So basically I used about $50 worth of paint for in here and the bathroom. And then I painted it myself. So there were a few paint brushes, so throw like $20 in there. But outside of that, the kitchen painting was $50. Like, if I would have ripped these out and put new ones in, it would have been thousands. So when you ask me Ashley, why didn't you rip them out? It's because I saved a ton of money and it looks great. I am gonna come in here soon. I have a video coming up that's gonna be the kitchen organization and all of that. So if you wanna see how I clean these out and get it all organized, that's coming up very, very, very soon. That gets the most light, and it is beautiful to me. Is that so pretty shining in? So this space was really easy for us, just because, like I said, we had the walls painted. Now the trim I didn't, and so I'm just slowly working on that myself. You guys have kind of been watching that in videos, but outside of that, we didn't spend a lot of money. I had this sectional sitting out in our garage because I kept redoing one of the bedrooms in our house. So the sectional we already had, the pillows, the decor, the fireplace, all of that I already had. We did buy a new TV in here and it was literally $199. So 200 bucks basically to finish out this space just because I had stuff saved. Oh, and the fan for 75, which is a really good one. And then the new carpet. So keep that in mind. Like we did do the carpets and the walls, but it was worth every single penny. Like when you see the before of this space, it was just dark, it was dingy, it was dirty, and now it is light and bright and modern and like a place you want to come stay in and just like cozy up. So I keep saying the bathroom is one of my favorite spaces, but when the windows are open like this, I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna do one final just quick walkthrough so you can feel it walking it if you're still kind of lost. I know people are getting so confused. One other question, am I decorating for Christmas over here? Yes, and I'm so excited. So be on the lookout. That will be the very beginning of November. So there's the bedroom, and then if you keep walking, there is the bathroom. And then if you keep walking, there's the office. I think I forgot to show you guys. When you open these up, you get the stalls out there, which is really cool. And then when you come out here, it takes you to the kitchen. And then this door, I think people think it's like the back porch, which I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. There's the barn. So it's all one piece. Maybe this will help you. Let me show you. Like that's the inside of the house right there. So we could have had vaulted ceilings. I'm just gonna say that. And this could also be extended one day. Like this could all be bumped out if we ever needed it to. And then you go back in, you see the front door right there and the living room. So that's it. So our all-in price for this, like the remodel, everything, like we're talking about the stuff you guys didn't see, like we had mold in our ductwork that had to be cleaned out, the outlet covers that I didn't talk about pricing, like every little bitty thing that went into this, we are like right at $18,000 just to get this place up to where it is right now. So that's why when you're like, why didn't you do the cabinets or why didn't you paint the red? I feel like that's a fair amount. Like I did not want to go over 20,000 and this was a lot of DIY. Now with that, remember like 11,000 of that was painting the outside. So this could have been done way, way, way cheaper. But when you count to that and all of this, $18,000, but it looks so good. And I know if we went to sell this place, which we're not, we would get every penny back. And so I'm just really proud of us. We took something that was not loved or cared for in a while. Like it needed some TLC and we came over here and it was blood, sweat, and tears. I probably lost 10 pounds sweating over here cleaning and working outside. Chase took so many loads to the dump. It was insane. Like we were in way deeper than we even dreamed of. And that's why I keep calling it phase one. We were getting so tired and it was so hot. It's finally cooling off here, but like it was done during the summertime that it was just so much more than we expected. So for 18,000, I am so happy. We had so many repairs, so many things that needed to be tweaked and worked on that was just not taken care of. Like when you opened up the microwave, it was like detached from the wall. Like I said, we had mold in our ductwork. We replaced carpets. I don't know, there was just so much. I'm just so proud of it, how it turned out. Now I do want to slowly over the next year. So if you follow me into the next year, I probably won't be doing it during the holiday times, But starting January and all of that, I want to start adding a little bit more to it. I really have a dream for like a kitchen, like cool accent wall. I don't know, you guys know me, I'm always planning and scheming something. So could I have easily spent $50,000 on this place and made it better? 100%. I could have ripped out the floors. I could have ripped out this wall. Like if I had this like dream budget, or if we were gonna live here, I could have done so much more. But just getting it from where it was to where it is now for $18,000 less, because you guys know the big chunk of that's outside. I'm super proud of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Like I said, if you did, there's gonna be more to come. So this is like phase 1. What is phase 2 and 3 gonna look like? Who knows? Maybe one day I will rip out the floors. Maybe this wall's gonna come down, but until then, you guys can just come on the journey with me. So thank you so much for being here. Don't forget that Way Day sale is going on now through October 29th, so don't miss out on that. I have everything linked down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.